Okay, so I just got done with my coaching. So, how do I explain this? So, I'm supposed to have a show next month, October 10th. They're supposed to come up with their choreography, the dance studio. Supposed to come up with the choreography, and they're going to teach it to me, and then I'm going to learn it, and then theoretically, I'm going to perform it at this event. It's not like a major thing. Like I'm not like going professional or anything. It's just set up so students can have a place to perform. They have something. I wanted to do it because that way I had something to shoot for, something to practice for, like a goal. I wanted a goal, and so coincidentally, there was a professional choreographer slash coach coming into town. They were in town today, and I had lessons on Tuesdays. So they were like, "Hey, well, if you want, you can we can have the coach there during your lesson, and it's called coaching, and I highly recommend it. It's going to be great for you." So right now I'm on an introductory rate. The lessons are $100 a lesson for 45 minutes, which is already pretty expensive. uh, I'm not like super rich, but it's something that I want to do, so whatever, we'll spend the money towards it. But to have the coach there, it's an extra $225. So essentially, I just paid $325 for a 45-minute lesson. Monetarily, it sounds like it's not worth it. And probably monetarily, it wasn't worth it because and I'm just being honest, if people from the dance studio see this, I'm sorry to say this, but I sat around for 45 minutes watching two professional dancers learn the choreography as the choreographer came up with it on the spot. So, as far as doing stuff, I mean, this is coming from a guy who once spent $150 on a 10-minute idle date, $325 on a 45-minute, like basically so I can observe, the choreography as this lady's coming up. You know what I'm saying? It's like if I was a baker and somebody was going to watch me bake, and then I'm like, well, hold on. Let me come up with what I'm going to bake. And then I'm just like kind of coming up with stuff, not really following anything particularly, So the lesson I want you guys to learn from this, and sorry if I'm coming off kind of preachy, the lesson I want to learn is that two. One is you never know how much it's going to be worth until you do it. Like when they asked me, "Hey, do you want to spend another $225 for the coach to be there?" I was like, "This is probably not going to be worth it." I knew that going in that it was probably going to be $225. I'm not going to say not well spent, but it's going to feel like I blew $225. And that sucks. Because $225, that can go towards a new Nintendo Switch. That can go towards like 4, 5, 6 video games. It's really hard to justify that, right? So that's lesson one. And lesson two is that you really need to get what you put in. So what I learned from today's coaching, and while I feel like it sucked that because I didn't really actually do any dancing, or I didn't really even get coached that much, I just watched the process, right? I watched a professional coach come up with stuff on the go, and also I think I'm aware that the stuff she was coming up was catered towards towards me, like I'm not a professional dancer, so she was coming up with stuff that's she catered towards her customer, right? That's one. Two, catered towards the specific song. This song was a specific way, so she had to do things with the song. Do I talk about it now? The song is the song calls for a very flamboyant, outgoing dance, which personality, I'm very flamboyant and like outgoing, but I don't know how confident I am doing very flamboyant body movements and dances and just kind of like ridiculous kind of like peacocking moves. So I feel very excited because I'm excited for the challenge, but I'm also kind of concerned about like, can I get over that? And which is part of the point of me taking dance lessons, is because I want to face that challenge, right? So one is going back, one is you never know what you're going to spend you never know if it's worth it until you go. And part of the being okay is like, okay, well, I spent the money on it this time. I had the experience. And now that I know what that experience is, maybe next time I'm okay saying, well, I know what this is. I don't need to spend the money on towards this. Right? So that's lesson one is, it's okay to blow the money, because if you learn something out of it, or you see the experience and you experience it, now you know for next time. And number two is you really have to get out of it what you put in or what you want to get out of it. Like, I could have sat there today the whole time in a grumpy mood, like, oh God, I can't believe I spent $250 on this, blah, 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 and just, been grumbling the whole time. But no, what did I do? I sat there, I made mental notes. It was good for me because I learned as she was coming up with the choreography, they were learning it, and I kind of got to experience that. And I've got to okay, well, let me try to keep up with it. Let me try to figure out what I do with my feet, with my body. I started taking mental notes of all the things that, I'm going to have to do when I perform this, And really, you just try to find and soak in as much experience, as much knowledge as you can yourself, because for me, I was like, I don't want this money that I just paid to be not worth it. So you know what? I'm going to try to get as much as I can out of it. And the big thing is, now that I've seen it and I've gone through it, the next step is that, well, I have a lesson next week. So do I want to go into the lesson next week paying $100 for the lesson and then just sit there and start from scratch and be like, here, teach me how to do what the moves are? No. I've got all weekend. I've got the rest of this week and this weekend. I'm going to go over the stuff that I saw today, and I'm going to learn I'm going to learn as fucking much as I can, so that when I go into this next lesson, I've got all this shit, as much shit as I can down, so that when we go in, we can just hit the ground running, and I'm not going to spend the next lesson wasting time learning from the beginning. So again, it's making the most of what you have with what you can. I'm sorry, I'm just throwing this all out there, but you get what I'm saying? And I really, really hope that, and this is from my experience, I hope you guys can understand this, because I work at a restaurant, and people come in all the time, and I see this all the time, and it's kind of sad. I don't blame it on them, but they'll come in and be like, oh, can I get the sweet and sour chicken? And I'm like, yeah, sure. Oh, wait, well, what's the General Tso's chicken? What's the General Tso's? And I'm like, well, it's General Tso's. Like every Chinese place has it. That sounds interesting. I want to try that. Should I try it? I don't know. No. I better stay with the sweet and sour chicken, because that's what I know, and that's what's safe. And I'm really, I don't want to get something I don't like. And in my mind, I'm like, dude, the General Tso's is $7.85. It's not even $8, dude. Just instead of putting it off till next time and next time and next time and thinking about what if I had gotten the General Tso's, just fucking get it, dude. It's $8, And what's great about America is if you don't like it, you're like, I didn't like this. Can I switch it to something else? Other countries, you can't do that. You pay the $8, that's yours. If you don't like it, you either eat it and force yourself to eat it, or you just pay another $8 and get something else. But in America, there's literally no risk. And even if it is, it's $8. Even at a minimum wage job, you work an hour, you can afford it. So it's for me, when I see those people, I'm just just go for it, dude. I mean, even if you don't like it, at least you know that you don't like it. And you never, ever, ever, that's my Chris Jericho, you never, ever have to order it again. And at least you learn something. So this is just kind of me doing that on a larger scale. Will I ever get coaching again? I don't know. But we'll see. But now at least I have the experience. And that's a good thing. So yeah, so thanks for listening. I'm sorry if I was kind of rambling, but yeah. That's my experience. Hope you guys got something out of it. We'll see you tomorrow.